Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with Andy Ross at the Brenton Hotel here in Newport, Rhode Island, a brand new hotel that opened right in the middle of all this pandemic. And we're going to talk about this great new hotel overlooking the harbor in Newport, Rhode Island, and a lot more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Andy, I arrived here yesterday. It was actually raining, and now it's beautiful out. And we're here in what you call the living room, and we're going to talk about that in a second, of your brand new property. First of all, congratulations on this new property.
James, thank you very much. It's such an honor to have you here. We're pleased, thrilled. I'm glad the weather finally changed, but that's indicative of New England travel, right?
That's true. Well, I don't mind a little rain, and a little. It's sort of romantic in a way. It's cool. But here we are, and we're actually looking out over this beautiful harbor, all the boats and the yachts and everything else. Now, tell us a little bit about the Brenton Hotel. First of all, you opened, I believe, when? In August?
We opened July 31st.
You're very
July
good.
31st. It's a day that will be forever emblazoned in my mind.
Yeah. So, who's behind the Brenton Hotel?
The Brenton Hotel, the story behind the Brenton, there are two gentlemen that grew up here in Newport, and they were standing just directly across the street about 4 years ago. And they were looking out at the harbor, and they were looking at this basically abandoned warehouse that was sitting right here on the corner. And they said, all we can remember throughout time is that building, that giant brick building. There needs to be something beautiful there. There needs to be something there that opens up the views of the harbor from that corner. People would be able to see both the city and the water. Let's build a hotel.
Why not? As one does, right?
That's it. Let's build a hotel. And they did.
And they did. And it's a beautiful hotel. It's not what you think of when typical Newport, like old inns, but it's a beautiful boutique with echoing some nautical themes. I would say yacht-like, if I would say, and some of the classics. But talk a little bit about the design of the hotel, because it is very unique.
The design actually goes all the way back to our name. As a matter of fact, the Brenton State Park, Brenton Point, is the entry point to the Newport Harbor. It's where Narragansett Bay meets the Atlantic Ocean, and for literally centuries, it's been the welcoming point for Newport. If you were a sailor, if you were in the military, if you were just a leisure yachter coming into town, you would pass through Brenton Point. And our owners decided they wanted to give a similar welcoming experience to downtown.
No, and they certainly did, and it's beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about the accommodations, because my room is lovely. It really is, and it overlooks the harbor. How many? You have, 33 rooms, I think?
It's a total of 57.
57, okay, I miscounted.
57 guest rooms. They are some of the largest in Newport. The smallest of our guest rooms is 450 square feet. They're very spacious. They're very light. Again, the Brenton name is all about welcome and entry, so we wanted big, light-filled rooms that were very spacious, gave you a sense of space, ability to spread out and to enjoy these views. They're magnificent. And
it is really, huge windows. Ceiling to floor windows. They're really gorgeous. And all the amenities are fantastic. I was talking to your operations manager about the beds are amazing. I don't know where you got them, but they are very comfortable.
Thank you. We actually, going back to the design, it was critically important to the ownership that we represented Newport and the New England region as best we could. So anywhere we could, we've sourced locally, even our mattresses.
And now I got to go find this mattress company, because it really is amazing. And then the other amenities to the room, talk a little bit about those, because it really is a very well-designed room.
So the beds, Mattress Concierge, based in Connecticut. Some of the other amenities that are local, Matouk linens. Matouk linens are actually manufactured in Fall River, Massachusetts, which is less than 15 minutes from us here in Newport. So Matouk linens, Matouk bathrobes. Our mini bars are equipped with local liquors wherever we possibly could.
I'm going to try that out little tonight. I haven't gone heavily into the local liquors quite yet, but
it's a fun experience. Okay. Let me tell you, one I've taken several times.
Okay. That's great. Now, so you have all these great amenities in the rooms, and they are beautifully well lit and everything else, and really big bathrooms, big showers, fantastic. And now, of course, here we are in another big area. It's called the living room, which it really doubles for everything. I've had my breakfast, my dinner here. We've been chatting here. It is a living room. And in fact, the only problem I had with it was when I walked in for dinner, I said, "Where do I sit?" And they said, "Where do you want to sit?" And they said, it really is very casual, right?
It's very casual. I mean, if you think about Newport throughout the centuries, or even let's just go back to the Gilded Age. Those mansions in Newport were built as summer cottages. They were escapes. People in New York, in Philadelphia, in the more industrialized parts of the country, there was smog and soot, and the Industrial Revolution was king. They were looking for places where they could go and escape. Right. They were looking for space. They were looking for light, and they came to Newport. Yep. They would stay.
There go the mansions that we can go see, right?
They would stay at these mansions, and when you came in, you were welcomed, you were greeted, you had a common living space in your bedding chambers, and you were just attended to. And that really is what we're doing at Brenton. We're welcoming you into a large home. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's the truth. We are taking that Gilded Age luxury and decadence and bringing it into this century.
No, and it's great. And in fact, when I came and entered, they were actually on the second floor here. It's where you check in. It's where the living room is. So you can enter, which is the parking area just beyond this. And you say, where do I check in? Well, go up the spiral staircase, and you're right here in the living room. And it really is a very relaxed feel. I mean, we're here now, and we have guests over there that are enjoying their breakfast. And you have a very nice dining option for breakfast, lunch, and dinner here, and with, again, locally influenced dishes, right?
That's correct. We say that the menus are all globally inspired but locally perfected. So we've brought in local seafoods, local produce, every single possible place we could. And we're putting together menus that are really conceived around small plates. So you sit down and you're encouraged to try 1, 2, or 3 things, share a few things with the table, and really experience some flavors from all around the world right here in Newport.
Well, I had I'll be guilty. I said I had a burger, which was very good last night, and then I had some local pickles, which were quite good, and I had truffle fries, so that was wonderful. And then this morning, I had a wrap with eggs and a Portuguese influence, I guess, because obviously Portuguese influence here in Rhode Island. That was the special today, right?
Very much so. So every day you are going to be greeted with a local fresh special. We call our breakfast and our lunch offerings provisions to you, because the concept is we can pull together anything. You can have breakfast here in the living room with us, or if you would like a picnic to take as you're touring one of the mansions, or you're walking on the waterfront or out on a boat, we'll pull it together as a picnic with fresh charcuteries, fresh breads, all local baked, and set you up for the day.
That sounds great to me. We'll maybe hitting you up over one of those later like that. Now, the other thing is, of course, you've got some other public areas, and I still have to explore this, but you have a rooftop, right?
We do. The very top floor, we are a 6-story building right on the waterfront. So the pinnacle of our building itself, you've got views of both the water and the cityscape. So all of the historic churches and mansions, everything from that roof deck. So you're able to sit and in one span of your eye see everything from the farms in Middletown, Rhode Island, out to Fort Adams, out to Brenton Point itself.
Well, that's going to be, I'm going to go up there now that the weather has changed, and we're going to be going up there. Any other public facilities or parts of the hotel you want to highlight?
It's really our location. The heart of our location, right in the center of Newport. You walk out our front doors, you're in the midst of all the restaurant, all the shopping, and my favorite part, the bars.
Now, the other thing I guess I would say is, obviously, we are in this COVID-19 pandemic, and you opened during it. First of all, what was the experience like opening during the pandemic? And second of all, what sort of health and safety protocols do you have? I mean, everybody's going to say, we're not wearing masks. Well, we're not wearing masks right now, but we do. Everyone else normally does, right?
That is correct. That's correct. We actually, I'll start out by saying the state of Rhode Island has a very rigorous set of protocol and policies surrounding health and safety. So combined with the state of Rhode Island and the CDC guidelines, we were able to change a little bit of our operation along the way before we opened. So we do know for a fact we've been able to ensure safety, meet all of those standards, and still provide an environment where people aren't hit in the face with the reminder of everything that's going off. They can unwind a little bit, but safety is still at the forefront. A couple of the features that are in the hotel itself, we redesigned our air system before we opened. Every single room has its own air filtration system, so there is no reclaimed air, no refreshed air anywhere in the building. All of the windows throughout the property open. So you're able to open your guest room windows. We have the electrostatic sprayers. We have the housekeeping protocols that are pretty standard around the travel industry now, but we have taken it one step further. With those sprayers, with the fresh open air, with the reclaimed air, your safety and your security here of the utmost importance to us.
Well, I certainly feel safe, and I'm walking around, and of course you can go out in the nice fresh air, and it's a great time. And what do people do here? I mean, obviously we're going into the bars and restaurants of Newport, and we have the great old mansions on the hill, which actually I might go today because I really haven't been there in a while. But what are some of the things that people will do when they're here?
Sailing. First and foremost, we are a sailing town with a bit of a drinking problem. We'll put it that way. Or the
other way first.
Town with the sailing problem. Sailing first and foremost. There's a very lively vibe here in Newport. We've got colleges, Salve Regina University. We still have the U.S. Navy here in Newport. There's a young, vibrant community that's living and thriving within this town. And as such, we've got some very interesting shopping. We've got great restaurants, great dining. We've got the Gilded Age mansions. We've got the oldest synagogue in the country that's literally 2 blocks away from us. Just lots of opportunities. You're steeped in history, steeped in music, steeped in literature. There's something...
Newport Jazz Festival, I remember that.
Jazz Festival, the Folk Festival. We've got little homage points to that all through the hotel.
And then I almost forgot, you actually have your own boat, right?
Brenton 1. We've got a 36-foot Hinckley picnic boat that is available for private charter for the guests. We can make the arrangements right here for you.
That sounds great. Now, anything else you want to tell our 100,000 travel advisors out there about this property and who it really would be great to book for and anything else they need to know?
Absolutely. I want to go back to the COVID question to start that. We were just inspected by the state of Rhode Island. Every public facility in the state is inspected. We received a perfect 100% passing score. So that, first and foremost, safety and security of your clients and your guests. The experience with our team. We are very well versed in luxury travel. We understand that you, as the travel advisor, are our biggest feature. Our biggest selling point is you. Your relationship with us in the hotel drives everything we do.
Well, Andy, thank you very much for taking the time on this lovely day here in Newport. It's a brand new hotel. I mean, it really just opened in this summer, and it's really, you're going to enjoy. Your clients are going to really enjoy all the features in it. It's not your classic, as I said, in Newport, but it has all the features you're going to want to know, and actually some incredible design elements as well. So thank you very much for hosting us, and it was great to see you here.
Thank you so much, James.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.